Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 38 of The Effing Title. And this week we present to you the NFL Week 7 review and the Week 8 preview with my guests, FFEJJr and ScratchyGolf. Guys, how you doing?
I am born ready, guys. I'm feeling a perfect week coming on. I'm just saying, but I'm not saying because I'm saying, I'm just feeling it.
You're high.
We already know Rob's getting one wrong this week because nobody circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills, but
It's not
and
true.
I mean no one.
There's one team that circles them better.
No,
The
by,
Miami Dolphins.
I was going to say, now by circles, do we mean like circles them to like light them on fire? Because that's Atlanta.
First off, dolphins can't circle at all. Have you seen a dolphin try to circle? They just can't. They can't. It's physically impossible. They got to do more of an oval. It's not a circle. It's more of an oval. So
Even in the
which
water?
brings me to my next point. Sponsored Ovaltine.
Fucking wait.
We need a sponsor, dude. We need a sponsor. Can we get a sponsor? At least can we do sneak? Do you think is that illegal?
I mean, that's saying that we're sponsored by someone and we're not. Yeah, probably.
Probably. Okay.
I mean,
Scratch it. We're not really sponsored by Ovaltine. I apologize.
I mean, I wish we were sponsored by someone, but yeah, no. Sponsored by my mom, who gave me $5 so I could get something to drink.
If you don't shoot Big Red, then fuck you.
All right, let's go over last week's picks, and it was actually really interesting. Last week's picks, I was a number one with 10 and 4. However, though, Fedge tying with Scratchy at 9 and 5. Look at that.
What were you?
I was 10 and 4.
Oh, okay. So you're saying what really should have happened was I should be leading this thing because Seattle can't hold on to lead.
I picked Seattle too.
Wilson just what?
I picked Seattle too.
And Atlanta. But that also gives me 2 points. That was my lock of the week.
A, B, A. Anyone?
What about my lock of
Atlanta.
the week? Atlanta.
Well, that's what I'm about to get to. So, as you guys watching will see here right now, the total picks for the week. I decided to do it like this because it makes sense to me, and if it doesn't make sense to you, well, fuck you.
Doesn't have to.
Jeff is 57 to 48 with a -1 lock. Rob is 65 to 40 with a +1 lock, and I am 67 to 38 with a +1 lock. And that's how we're gonna do it.
I have a -1, huh? That's
yeah.
how we're going to do this, huh?
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
We're going to start it out?
It's unfortunate.
Thank you, Russell.
Yeah, I mean...
Yep. So, games last week.
Yeah.
Overall,
it was a solid week, really. I mean, there was a few good games. I mean, you had the craziness of the Seahawks and Cards game.
Mm-hmm.
Which, we kind of said that. I mean, it's kind of cool because you think about it. We said 2 games that were going to be the good games of the week, right? We said the Titans versus Steelers, and then that game, and both those games were fucking fire.
Oh, agreed. Yep.
So now, because of course, the fans want to know, obviously, what the fuck happened in Buffalo, Jeff?
We'll talk about that in a second, okay? I want to talk about Baker Mayfield, guys.
Oh my god,
Baker
why?
Mayfield missing his first 5 throws, and then hitting 21 in a row? They got broken up. I don't care. I don't care who you're playing against. That's where we're going to move on to the Bills after this. 21 in a row before throwing his first incompletion, only incompletion in the second half on a spike. On a spike, ladies and gentlemen, on a spike. But overall, I mean, I thought it was a good game overall. I picked Baker because I know Colin loves him. But no, Joe Burrows looks good in this game. I mean, they're going to figure it out once they can get some more weapons really on that defense to slow some people down. It's going to be good. It's going to be good.
Fucking, they did the interview with him, and he did his fucking usual, oh, I'm dangerous, but he started, rapping, he started, verbalizing a DMX song, and it's like, dude, you beat the Cincinnati Bengals fucking barely. Shut the fuck up.
You're right. Yep. But the Bengals, I mean, I'm not going to... I don't give the Bengals as an easy out to teams now.
I'm not either.
Joe Burrows is back there. I mean,
but at the same time, though, that's not my point. My point is the fact that the Bengals are they've won 1 game, right?
Have they? Yeah.
So they had the first pick last year. They've only won one game this year. They're technically not that bad. We know that. We've seen it. We've talked about it. But my thing is this, is that if you're the quarterback of the other team and you're going to run your mouth like you just put up 40 points on one of the best teams in the league, shut your fucking mouth, get back to work. You know, like, no.
See,
you got lucky on the last play of the game, bro.
I don't have. Oh, I agree. Yeah, I mean it's coming down to last play game, whatever. But I don't have a problem with Baker doing it because Baker's not doing it just for the first time in forever. This is Baker.
I know. I've hated it the whole time that he's been doing this.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, exactly. Well, that's the thing is I don't have a problem with it because it's Baker's Baker. That's my thing. But no. Inquiring minds want to know what the Bills were doing. I mean, the Bills are playing good football. I mean, they. What do you want? I mean,
I wasn't really because of course the Ravens weren't playing, so I was.
I don't care, man.
Well, no.
We're gonna talk about this real quick.
Well, no. Well, I was gonna say why I brought this up, Jeff. That's why I was gonna fucking get to. No, I was gonna say like I wasn't watching the Ravens game, so I wasn't seeing any of the highlights of any games, and all I was doing was uploading. I was uploading and changing stuff, so I didn't actually see it. All I did was when I went to look to like change the numbers on like our board here. Then I saw the score and I was like, "Wait, what the fuck?" Like that was it. That's why I was wondering.
I understand, man. I'll give you a pass on it. You're cool. I just give you.
And I appreciate you calling me cool.
Couple quick facts here. You know, the Bills. I mean, did not punt. Good stat. I don't care what game you're in. If you don't punt in the game, guess what? Usually you're going to come out on top. Our kicker, rookie kicker, by the way, 6 for 8 on field goals. What's the problem with 6 for 8? You're settling for field goals.
Okay. Now I understand.
So it could have been worse, even more so. The New York Jets this year. Okay, we've played them twice this year. The Bills are 3-13 in the red zone. They made 13 trips to the red zone against the Jets this year. 3-13 in the red zone, converting to touchdowns this year. For whatever reason, the Jets have the Bills number. I don't care. 2 wins in the NFL is 2 wins in the NFL. Another little tidbit, 14 for 15 in the red zone against the rest of the league. 14 of 15 converting for a touchdown against the rest of the league. Let's leave it at that. Obviously, it's a touchdown-driven league. You got to score touchdowns to go with the big boys. But, I mean, the Bills' defense finally looked themselves in the second half. They held the Jets to 4 yards. Again, I don't care who you are playing, what team in the NFL you are playing, what team in college you're playing. You hold a team to 4 yards and a half, you're doing something right. Yep. You're doing something right.
See, that was probably the misleading part, was the fact that I looked at it and I was like, huh. You know?
Yeah, I mean, you look at that score, it's close. I mean, the thing is, the Jets scored first 10 points of the game. So if you want to look at it that way, the Bills scored 18 unanswered. Yeah. Okay, that's
fair enough.
We'll take it.
Fair enough. But yeah, no, last week, we had some good games, we had some, good things going on. Was it?
I think last week was actually some nice thrillers. Honestly, I feel really bad for the Cowboys, just as far as not as a team, because Cowboys I could care less either way. But for Andy Dalton, I don't hate Andy Dalton, but for him to get a cheap shot like that,
the cheap shot was
It was sad to see.
I'm not a fan of Dalton just because the whole Raven Bengal thing. But I mean, I never want to see. I won't say never. There's like 2 people that I'm okay with that happening to. Maybe 3. Okay, but anyways.
No, and then you got good games. Panthers are looking good still. Mm-hmm. I think they're still 1 year away. But
Lions are looking good.
Program going, and that's what I was going to say. That was my next thing. Lions looking good. And I was
cheering on the other team celebrate. Woo, yeah!
I don't even know who the announcer was for that game, but I completely agree with him. This is not the Lions of old. This is a game that the Lions normally lose. The Lions found a way to win this game, and they look good doing it. So,
it's one of those things that it's the first time that the Lions are now at a point where they just need to hold teams close enough, because their offense is going to move the ball, and we've talked about it almost every week now. That's what Detroit does. Detroit can move the ball. We've never said that they can. But the main thing is can their defense stop people, and it's starting to stop a few people now.
It's good. So, it's good. It's good for them.
Right.
Last thing about this week, I'm not looking forward to, and that is NFL, please do something about this Sunday night matchup.
Yes,
please, please. Nobody wants to watch the Cowboys and Eagles on Sunday night. I know it's a division game. I know it's technically for first place in the division, but nobody wants to see this game.
No one wants to watch.
Nobody.
No one wants to watch
Do
Carson
something.
Wentz versus. I can't even fucking think of his first name, but I can't even think of his fucking last name. Is it Benucci or Danucci? Like
Benucci.
no one wants to see this, bro. If anything, it's not. This isn't, bro. This ain't gonna happen. This isn't gonna happen, but it should. I'm gonna throw it out there. It should happen, but it's not gonna. Move Baltimore to Pittsburgh.
I wouldn't do that because it's hard to move a 1 o'clock game.
Oh, I know it is.
Because those are 2 4 o'clock games.
But my thing
Honestly,
is,
out of the 4 o'clock games, I would pick the 49ers Seahawks. Should be a great game. Put them back on there.
So my only reason I'm not going to say no to that, okay, if we're going to go 4 o'clock games, is because Seattle's already had 3 Sunday night games.
Oh yeah, they have, and they
Chargers Denver.
I'll say Chargers Denver's another.
Chargers Denver.
There's good options at the 4 o'clock. Even the Saints Bears.
Yeah.
Better. Any of the 4 o'clock. Just pick a 4 o'clock game. Move it. Go. Yeah. Just do it. So, all right, we can get in real quick.
Here we go.
Some obviously some COVID stuff here. We have Houston on a bye this week. Facility got closed down today because obviously there's a test positive, but luckily we have a bye week, so we don't have to worry about any changes this week. We have 6 divisional games this week, I believe it is. Pittsburgh and Baltimore, which was originally scheduled for week 7, is now, obviously, everyone knows, played this week because of the Titans violating. And let's just talk about that real quick. They got literally slapped on the wrist for their changing of the leagues. But whatever, we're not going to talk about that right now. And then, who was it? Chargers Broncos moved from week 11 to this week. And I believe that's all the COVID stuff I got.
The one, and I don't blame Gruden for being pissed about it. I'm so shocked that they didn't move the Raiders game. I'll say it. I mean, I'm still shocked. I mean, I don't blame Gruden for being fucking furious, and I think that's going to come out because, of course, hard to like make a statement.
Are you talking about last week?
Yeah, this past weekend. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I mean, obviously against Tampa. I mean, that's
hard to make a statement that weekend, but this week, you don't think he's going to get his team fucking fired up and pulling the whole the league doesn't give a fuck about you, thing.
Nope.
So I mean that's going to be interesting, but
I agree. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good stuff this week.
Let's start it off with Thursday night football. It's football tonight. We got Atlanta at Carolina. I'm going shocking, right? Panthers.
Ooh. Who got for Rob?
Rob is going to go Panthers.
I am going to go Atlanta.
Oh, why, bro? Why do you keep doing this to yourself?
Dude, that offense is still clicking, and I just don't believe in the Panthers' defense. That is my issue right now. Like I said, I mean, I've already said they're a year away from at least being competitive.
My thing is that, okay, which defense is worse? I'm gonna say Atlanta's is. I still cannot pick Atlanta. The fact that because I watched it today, I don't know if you've seen it or not. Have you seen Matt Ryan telling Gurley to go down?
No, I have not seen it, but it doesn't surprise me.
It's in the huddle. It's in the huddle. Matt Ryan.
Really?
Right before the play happens, like they leave the huddle, and he said, while they're in the huddle, he's like, "Hey, make sure you go down."
Yeah, I mean, honestly, on a positive note, Sarah won her fantasy league this week because Gurley scored, so that's pretty awesome.
That is awesome. But yeah, no, I mean, it's one of those things. Like, I've been anybody but Atlanta for the last I don't know how many fucking weeks now. But then also at the same point, I don't like Teddy Bridgewater. I'm gonna pick the Panthers. Mm-hmm. No faith in Atlanta.
I think also on a short week this week, being all wrapped up in this whole does he play, does he not play thing with Christian McCaffrey, I think does bother the Panthers a little bit. Mike Davis is looking good, but he's still no Christian McCaffrey. And on a short week, offenses always look better, and that's it's going to be a high-scoring game. And I think Atlanta can put up more points than
that's
the
my
Panthers,
thing.
That's my thing.
I'm thinking that if they do bring McCaffrey back, they're going to do kind of like what you did on Madden a few years ago, where you moved him to fucking wide receiver. I mean, you might as well for that week. He already knows the position. I'm assuming he already does because he's a fucking smart kid. But I mean,
I
like
agree.
you have him playing the slot and fucking just give it to him every now and then, or this or that. Have him run a few.
Said that. Matt Rule said that, which is he's a smart dude himself. He said that he has 3 people that he can play at receiver now.
Yeah.
With Curtis Samuel that was playing running back, obviously Christian McCaffrey, and then a little bit of Mike Davis out there.
So I mean, honestly,
it's gonna be fine.
Honestly, with it being a short week, I don't see any problem because they're just going to keep running Mike Davis, and then they're just going to bring McCaffrey in for those sort of things. That's the way that I would do it anyway. Because then it's nice and easy at that point, right? Like
I agree. I don't think he plays. Honestly, I mean, I would be surprised. Why rush him back on a short week? And I mean, if you're saying he's a game time decision or anything, why even risk him? He's obviously your franchise player. Like, what are you doing? Don't even risk it.
So now we move to the first of the Sunday games at 1 p.m. We have Steelers at Baltimore. As a Baltimore fan, we're going Baltimore.
What's Rob going this week?
So I told Rob that Yannick will be playing this weekend. He said, "Oh, okay, that makes my decision easy. Pittsburgh."
What?
I don't get it, bro. He said that he's a cancer. He said that he's a cancer to the team, and I was like, "Cool." He has the most sacks against Big Ben on the fucking Vikings team. So I mean,
that's funny. I love Rob. I love Rob and his reasonings. Awesome. I am going Baltimore strictly because they're coming off a bye.
I think my big thing is that I think this is going to be easily the game of the week. Potentially.
That's the thing is, I don't care what your guys' records are. You guys always play each other tough, and I mean always play.
It's one of those that's one of those things. I've said it before. It's like the whole rivalry thing in the NFL. It's like if someone says anything but Baltimore or Pittsburgh, you're wrong. Like it's that fucking simple. That is like a college rivalry. They don't there's a respect, but it's like there's a respect throughout the entire year. But as soon as those 2 games happen, it's an absolute fucking slugfest.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Yannick coming in is going to be huge though.
I just, like I said, I don't know when he was signed. I don't know if he can actually play. But it's just the thing that's going to be even crazier is Yannick's obviously a 3-down guy, but you don't have to really know the playbook a whole lot to just go out there and play. And if you can get Pittsburgh in passing downs, you can unleash Yannick out there. As long as he can play, as long as he hit his 6-day COVID requirements, you can just go out there and unleash him on passing downs.
I mean, I wonder if I can find it real quick.
I mean, the problem I have right now is that the Steelers are very passive when they get a lead this year, which is surprising to me because normally they haven't been. But for whatever reason, I mean, Big Ben struggled last week. Struggled in the second half, throwing 2 picks, and I don't even think he had a touchdown in the second half compared to 2-0 in the first. So, but then that's, I mean, like I said, it's because Baltimore's coming off a bye is honestly the reason I'm going with the Ravens. The defense can be rested. The offense can be chugging. And honestly, my big one this week, big guy going this week, J.K. Dobbins is going to get a shot this week.
Ooh.
With Mark Ingram banged up, J.K. is going to get his time to shine, and J.K. is going to have a big day.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things. It's like, and we've been talking about it for a while, how they're going to spread the rock between Dobbins, Ingram, and Gus.
Exactly.
And Greg Roman has even admitted, like, he's like, look, we need to get all 3 of them going. And he's like, I'm doing a bad job of doing it. And then a minute or 2 goes by, and then he goes, we also have Justice Hill. Like,
right?
It's getting Dobbins was a great thing, but as of right this second, it's not working. Like there's something, so I'll be interested to see how that goes. But I just think this is gonna be a close game, and I think that our defense is gonna make Big Ben make basically an error. I guess is the right way I'm trying to word it. And I think
that's the thing. I mean, it's going to become over who makes his first mistake and who has the most turnovers. That's what it always does come down to those games. Obviously, both defenses are top notch. I think it's huge that Big Ben has a third option now with Deontay coming back and the resurgence of Claypool there.
Yep.
But you also need to show something from Juju, which hasn't much. So it'll be a good game. Obviously, we already know that. But I wish Rob was on here full to hear his reasoning besides just Yannick.
So well, that's the thing is I'm more excited for Rob being on because of the next game, and the next game is New England at Buffalo, and I am going Buffalo. Rob, who are you going with?
I'm gonna take the Patriots.
Yeah, he likes picking against the Bills for some reason. I don't know how you can pick against the Bills in this game. I can see the Patriots winning. I mean, I'm not saying, but I just after seeing, I mean, you literally, if you're a Patriots fan, you see this, you hear all the talk of Cam Newton. How do you pick that team right now? How?
I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm really praying that they don't start Cam Newton.
It's not gonna happen.
Okay, so wait, hold on. So if you're not starting Newton, you're starting Stidham?
Yes.
Ooh. Okay, so so are you saying that this is the beginning of the rebuild, basically?
It already has been. I was telling Jeff this earlier in the week. I truly believe that the Patriots have been trying to trade a lot of players, and just no one's biting because
it's the Patriots.
All the Patriots' good players are really old. I think there's a reason why a lot of their old defensive players who are injury prone sat out this year, because Belichick knows he needs all of his young players to get a lot of experience. I also believe they were trying to trade Stephon Gilmore to get a first-round pick. I believe that they only signed Cam Newton to try and trade Cam Newton to get more
draft capital.
Yeah, to get more draft capital for next year, and
kind of bring him in, have him pop for a few games, and then trade him, sort of thing.
Yes, and that's the way it was going until he hit COVID. It was going that exact route.
And you can say that as much as you want. I'm going to go with the fact that they ran him too much, and his shoulder is obviously feeling it. COVID did not cause his shoulder to come back. He was looking good, and you even said it yourself that his shoulder looked pretty good in the first couple weeks. It is looking bad now, and I mean bad.
Well, it's one of those things. I mean, like when you have a QB that has a shoulder problem, already immediately it's like shit. We got to limit his throwing, right? Because you don't want him to wear that bitch out. Now you have him running and putting his shoulder into people. It's just adding to it.
My only thing is it's just those out routes, and I mean it's even like little passes. I think Rob, I was telling you about it. It's just like the one to Edelman last week. It was like a 5-7 yard crossing route, and he threw it so far behind him. So it's not even just like the out routes, the long balls.
He looks bad on everything.
He looks bad on everything, and I don't want to blame McDaniels for it, but you ran him too much. I mean, you don't want to coach it out of him, and I mean it's Cam. I would say the same thing about Josh Allen. I mean, he has shoulder injury right now. It's obviously non-throwing, but you can't coach it out of him, but you got to do something.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's a difference between being able to coach out, like you can't coach out of, a running quarterback to be able to put his shoulder down and run the ball. But what you can do is not run QB power and QB this and QB that and QB this and QB that.
Exactly. Don't run those design plays. It's that's. Next game. Let's move on from this.
Right. Next game we have 10.
We didn't even talk about why I like the Patriots. We just talked about who I think would start.
All right, go.
Okay. Rob, why do you like the Patriots?
Well, I came in here and I listened to Colin list off 12 different running backs for the Ravens, and who gives a fuck about them all? Only one of them gets the goddamn ball. It's the Lamar Jackson show. Like, who gives a shit?
All right, so moving on. We're at Tennessee at Cincinnati.
Go, Rob. Who do you got?
I respect your game.
All right, so why Patriots?
So the reason I don't think they necessarily need a quarterback to do it is because I actually think they've been abandoning their running game too early.
I swear to God, if you list off 12 running backs right now after you just complained about me listing off.
The Patriots don't have 12 running backs. They're lucky if they have 2. But if they need to truly just sit there and say, I don't care if you're loading the box, we're running the damn ball. The last game against the 49ers, they tried all this play action, fancy schmancy shit way too early in the game, and they'd go 3-0 because Cam Newton can't throw it out of a fucking wet boat. And and then all of a sudden the 49ers did exactly what the Patriots should be doing. fake jet sweeps, hand the ball off, get the ball to the fucking outside, and just run. They've got their line's humongous, and they're freaking really good, and they're young. They've got to just ride that wave. And when teams put 10 in the box, guess what? They're going to beat you. Just run the fucking football. Let's hurry the games up, okay? Keep them really low scoring, and your defense might have a chance.
Okay.
But you know as well as I mean, their defense
I just saw
is
the
nothing
Bills
like
really
it was.
struggle against the Jets, finishing in the red zone, and that's one area the Patriots are usually pretty good is red zone defense. So, and Belichick is in. I don't know the stat off of last year, but going into last year, they did a stat, and I think it was the last game that the Bills played against them, that Belichick's just literally owned Josh Rosen as far as completion percentage, interceptions, and touchdowns. Like, Belichick's defenses have owned him. Now, a lot of that has to do with the fact that Josh Rosen, oh my God, I'm such an idiot. Josh Allen.
Josh Allen. Is he even played Josh Rosen?
That was the thing. That's why I was just kind of waiting. Like, hold up, not gonna say anything. Not gonna say anything.
Josh Allen, but a lot of that has to do with the fact that this is truly the first year Josh Allen's had as much talent as he does. So it'll be interesting to see now that the talent discrepancy is there in the Bills' favor, if Belichick and the Patriots can still make Allen struggle, or if you're going to find out, was it truly just that Allen had nothing around him and they all collectively struggled, or does Belichick just have Allen's number? I'm interested to find that out.
Tennessee at Cincinnati. Tennessee.
Titans.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's an easy one.
Yeah, I mean, this one, like I said, it goes back. Joe Burrow's looking good. Mike Vrabel's going to have his team ready. Coming off first loss of the year, he'll have his team humming. I don't think Cincinnati's going to be able to stop him. I think Titans. I think Derrick Henry goes for over 200 yards rushing again.
This is
number 2. It's going to get ugly on the ground.
That's what I was about to say. This is one of those ones that like either it's like could potentially be one of those like late game scores for Cincinnati, or this is just going to be a bloodbath. Either way, the Titans should easily have this.
Well, the thing is, this is also one where you get Henry rolling. Obviously, Tannehill looks good too. He's going to have to throw maybe 15 balls, but he's probably going to complete 13 of those 15. Yeah. Like, he's going to be able to play action off it all day. He's not going to need to do much. It's going to be an easy Jimmy Garoppolo through the playoffs last year type game for him.
Anything wrong?
That's all I need to say.
I really think that's all they're trying to have Tannehill be is Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yeah.
They just sit there and say, hey, if you can do that, we'll be in good shape. Hand the ball off and complete some play actions. Otherwise, get out of the effing way.
Yeah, I mean, and look at when like we've earlier in the year we kind of joked about Tannehill, but I mean he's doing it. That's all he's doing is he's just hand the ball off to Henry and then make
still not a big believer in Tannehill.
Oh, I'm not either, but he's doing something right,
Yeah, I mean they're doing a good job with him, giving him obviously play action coming off of Derrick Henry is huge for any team. But I mean, getting him on the move, rolling him out of the pocket. I mean, they're doing it all right. It's good for them. Good for them.
All right, we got.
Still can't follow COVID rules, but good for them.
we got Raiders at Cleveland. Raiders. The Raiders.
I can't give you any insight because I have to mute myself.
Yes, sir. The Raiders across the board. No, I mean it's we've talked about this. It's like a little bit at the beginning and off stream. I think Cleveland is just they don't punch up, they just punch down.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all they've done all season. But when they punch down though, it's like they do it in such like a cocky, arrogant, flashy style that it makes it look like it's bigger than what it actually is.
Oh, and I agree with you. I mean, even the Raiders, coming off a bye, it's going to be nice. They were suffering big time from injuries, even with Josh Jacobs being banged up. Mm-hmm. Henry Ruggs is supposed to be full go now. Just getting healthy is big for them. And Gruden's going to be ready playing after the bye, and that's a huge thing. It's.
Oh, I mean, and then you look at that the Raiders offense versus the Cleveland defense. Like, Who's going to cover all those guys?
Cleveland just loves getting a little high. You know, they love getting high on wins that don't really mean a whole lot, and that's.
Woo! We beat Northeast Southwestern. Woo!
Exactly, 100%. So next,
we have Indianapolis. So we have the Indy Colts at the Detroit Lions.
This one struggles for me. I don't like the Colts, but I don't know. But I think they're going to get Leonard back, which I think is going to slow down the Lions. So I'm going to go with the Colts. Okay.
I'm
going to go with it.
Scratchy's going at Lions. I can't get behind this Phillip River, man. I can't. I
agree.
I can't do it. I read something yesterday that said that Marlon Mack has been in every single meeting that they've had. Like he's every single meeting, he's every single practice, and all he is he's like basically a personal coach to Jonathan Taylor.
That's huge.
It is,
and it's like my reason.
And it's like
Jonathan Taylor coming off a bye week.
That's fucking incredible. But my thing though is it's like that's incredible. T.Y. Hilton's still looking great, but when Rivers is there, and like I talked about it a few weeks ago, where it's like it's just this the mentality of like, oh, it's an old quarterback. He's a veteran. He knows this, and he's done that. Get fucking rid of him and get some. I would rather see Jacoby Brissett probably right now, honestly, for this team.
I wouldn't.
I would. I can't do any worse.
Shot with literally the same team besides Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah, but he can't do any worse though. I mean, Jacoby was looking good at the first half of the season, then he got injured.
I don't like it. But I mean, I think the Colts are going to win. Like I said, coming off a bye is huge for them too. Jonathan Taylor, like you said, my perfect example. Working with Marlon Mack, he's getting to know the offense better, getting to pick up the reads. He's going to keep progressing, which is huge for that team. Just hand him the rock. You should be able to run all over the Lions. The Lions are actually a really bad run defense. So keep it running.
Wrong.
Oh my goodness. What do you got, Robert?
Listen here. How can you say that the Colts are going to run all over the Lions? Be honest. How can you actually say that?
I just said it. What do you mean?
I was going to say, he literally just
said it. Again, the Colts are going to run on the Lions.
But I guess more so, there's only been one game this year where the Lions actually weren't in it. And that was the Packers game. Every other game, they lost by 4 to the Bears. They lost by 3 to they beat the Cardinals by 3. They lost by 6 to the Saints. They blew out the Jaguars. They beat the Falcons. Like, they're not very good, but they're tested, and they know how to win close games. I just think every one of these games that they play is always going to be somewhat of a close game, and they've got all this experience right now in these close battles that I just don't see them losing close games. Like, and I also think the Colts usually struggle against teams that run the ball on them. So far, the 2 games that the Colts have lost, the Browns ran for over 200 yards against them, and the Jaguars in that first week also ran all over them. So, because everyone was saying that Jaguars running back was supposed to be really good, and then everyone went, oh, they suck. So, but
did you say the Colts are giving up rushing yards this year, dude? The Colts have the third best rush defense in the league this year. 88 yards are giving up.
I said in their 2 losses. I
don't care. 88 yards. So that's even worse when they got the 2 losses. You said they ran for over 200. That means it looks even better. They're averaging 50 yards a game. Like, come on.
Well, yeah, I mean,
we know what we're getting out of Detroit's running game, and it's a carousel that's worse than you have in Baltimore.
Can we talk about the 4 wins that the Colts have? They beat the Jets. How many wins do the Jets have, Jeff?
Okay.
How many wins do they have?
I don't know. I haven't been following the Jets. Next.
They beat the Bengals.
Okay.
They beat the Vikings.
Okay.
And their one impressive win is against the Bears, who scored their season average on the year, 11 points. So, I mean, how the hell do you score 11 points in football? Was it 3 field goals and a safety? Is that what happened?
Yeah, it's 3 field goals and a safety.
So, I mean, who the hell have they beaten? Like, who have they beaten? Who have they played? They've played nobody.
But Detroit, you can't consider Detroit oh my goodness.
I'm just saying Detroit has played teams. That's all I'm saying, dude. Detroit has. Get ready for this. The Colts after this Lions game, this is gonna skew your rushing stat. Because then they go Ravens, Titans, Packers, Titans.
That's fun.
Okay.
You're not gonna be picking the Colts for a few more weeks, but
I'm not saying they're the best team. It's not like I picked them to go to the Super Bowl or something. I'm picking them for 1 week and literally giving you stats. I'm giving you stats based on their rushing record.
Here. This is the thing. You guys are both talking rushing. Stafford versus Rivers. Stafford wins. Game over. Moving on. Minnesota at Green Bay.
Packers.
I appreciate you taking my side.
I mean, I am, but I'm also. I'm taking your side, but at the same time, I'm just saying a different thing. Green Bay across the board. I mean, it's
lock of the week.
Oh, there it is.
Hey, did you do my lock of the week?
I didn't, but it's still available. So I mean,
do you like my my sound?
I did. Also, I just locked yours in. Now your lock of the week is locked.
My lock of the week is the Patriots over the Bills.
Yeah.
Horrible lock of the week. Horrible for you.
If you're a sports gambler listening, you'll have fantastic odds on this game.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, the Green Bay game. Yes, you're right.
Awesome. Last I checked, if you just pick the Patriots to win and you bet 100, you have a chance to win 1,200. Just saying. Take a look at it. Yeah, the Bills are humongous favorites right now.
No, they're not.
They were at the beginning of the week.
Huh?
They were like 2.5 point favorites.
No, oh, that changed then.
It didn't change them? Okay, it's up to 3.5. My bad. Didn't change that much. This guy's over here making up stats. It's probably coming back from like the 1950s. Jeez, I don't even give it the 1990s when the Patriots were. Oh my goodness! We don't even need to talk.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is the most talk we're gonna do for it. Jets at Chiefs.
What do you mean? They're plus
we're not talking about this.
They're plus 175.
Chiefs.
Okay.
Jets Chiefs.
So that means if you bet $100, you get 175 for the Bills.
Yeah, also exaggerated. Whatever, dude.
A big exaggeration.
Jets Chiefs.
Chiefs all day. Come on. Wow, why are we even talking about this? The Jets
don't
are a
talk
horrible
about that
team.
game.
Oh my goodness, that's bad. Patrick Mahomes runs over. This is the Le'Veon Bell show. Putting another one out there. Le'Veon Bell's coming, running all over him. Gonna show him why he didn't want to. And bottom line is, this game's over before it even started, so it doesn't even matter. You don't have to worry about hurting your starters. Just make Le'Veon rush it and rush it and rush it. He hasn't got any work with the Jets, so might as well get him some work here, get him some bruised, banged up. Let's go. Come on. You know?
Is Le'Veon cleared to play?
Yeah.
Yeah, he played last week.
For the Chiefs?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yep. I think I want to say.
I thought they had to be out for a week.
What?
I thought when they got traded, they had to sit out for a week to quarantine.
Le'Veon Bell had 6 carries, 39 yards last week.
I was gonna say I know he had a couple.
I believe you. I'm just saying.
So Rams at Miami.
Dolphins. It's Tua time, baby. Two.
It is Tua time. You can't argue with that, but the Rams win this game.
I'm staying with my Rams. I was thinking about changing for a moment, but no, I'm going to stick with the Rams. It's fine that it's Tua time, but it's
one game. I'll give you a score, and it's going to be 38-17. They're going to blow them out.
Yeah, see, I think you forget, Rob, that there's a guy called Aaron Donald. Tell me who on the Dolphins line is going to actually be able to block him.
Doesn't matter. Get the ball out of your hands and run the ball.
Rob, real quick, before we go to this, Le'Veon Bell was traded on the 13th, which he played on the 25th. So he had 12 days in between.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yep.
That checks out.
Yes, and I agree.
Stats.
That's my issue. I don't agree with this. Is that they're putting up against? I would have started him after this game. I don't want to see him re-injure a hip, especially or anything like that, in a game against Aaron Donald where the offensive line misses something.
That's just I like that's the only thing is like it's like the Rams offensively, we've talked about it, schematically one of the best teams in the league. I don't see their offense being able to stop Donald. And it's crazy to think about that we're literally talking about an entire offense being able to stop one D lineman. But I mean,
what happens?
Yeah, we've seen him it's like watching Donald in the pros is like watching Sue when he was at Nebraska. Sue physically was taking over games and changing games at the D tackle position, and Donald's doing it in the pro game though. It's fucking wild. Moving on to the other LA team though. Now the 4 o'clock, the first for the 4 o'clock games, we have the Chargers at Denver.
Chargers. Give me the Chargers.
Ooh, Chargers across the board. All right. Chargers.
Justin Herbert only looks bad on Rob's Madden team. Other than that, that dude is looking good. It looks like he's going to be a great quarterback in this league.
I feel like Denver needs a year or two.
I agree. I mean, I like Drew Lock.
That offense looks. I mean, the offense looks good at times, but then it's like it's my thing. It's like the Chiefs make it look easy. They have so many weapons, and they get all of them involved, and all of them do well. Yep. And the Broncos are a poor man's Chiefs right now because they have all the weapons in the fucking world, and they can't figure out a fucking way to get them.
I was gonna say they're constantly injured. I mean, with Lindsey out, for a period of time, Gordon was out. With Cortland Sutton missing the year, I mean, Drew Lock's doing what he can with the team he has. Yeah. Noah Fant missed some time this year, and I think he's going to miss more time. I believe he might be back. I'm not sure on that one. Don't quote me. But that's my ish. But I like the Chargers. I like the way they're looking. Keenan Allen looks like he has a great rapport with.
That whole offense, whole offense just looks so fucking good with Justin. Then I mean, it's just it's wild to think about it. That I would honestly say that offense looks better with Justin than the Bengals offense does with Burrows.
I can agree with that. He could probably have better weapons.
Yeah, I was gonna say, mind you, the Chargers have better weapons, but yeah,
AJ Green all day.
Yeah,
but
I mean,
you got Mixon over there. I mean. Justin's working with some. Just imagine when he gets Eckler back, though. I mean, Justin's working with some.
Imagine
scrubs.
I was gonna say, imagine when they actually get a good back there too.
Exactly. Yeah.
But all right, so now moving on. New Orleans at Chicago. Saints. Scratchy is also going Saints.
Yep. I'm finally on Collins bandwagon here after last week and watching Nick Foles in person. I think you got to go back with Mitch. I mean, never been a big Mitch fan, but Mitch looks a lot better in that offense. Maybe it's because he's been in it longer with Nagy, but
that's the thing. Has he though? Because I mean, Foles was with Nagy in Philadelphia, wasn't he? Oh no, was it Philly? Wait, they've worked together, haven't they? I thought they worked together before.
It's possible.
Well, anyway, yeah, no, I mean
but this is the first time Nagy's had his own offense.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking about it during the week. There was a stat where it's now Nick Foles has started as many games as Nick Foles has started as many games as Trubisky has, and they've thrown the same amount of touchdowns. Trubisky's throwing further average. His completion percentage is better. Foles has 6 more interceptions or something like that. And Mitchell actually runs the ball and has 10 yards per carry, where Foles has negative rushing yards on the year.
Are we talking about why the hell the Bears benched Trubisky for Nick Foles?
Yes.
Jeff just said that he's officially
finally on Collins' bandwagon with why did they do it. And I think I'm more of a component for Nick Foles just because he beat Tom twice now. Just throwing that out there, but that's why I was on the Nick Foles train. But yeah, I'm off the Nick Foles train. Give me Mitch back. If he's not your answer, you got to go somewhere else. I want to see Ryan Fitzpatrick in that offense.
Well, you just want to see Fitzpatrick in any offense right now.
Like Fitzpatrick in anyone's offense. Let's go. Get the boy back out there.
You have anything to say, Rob, about the Saints Chicago game where literally all we've talked about is Trubisky and Foles?
No, like they got to get their shit together.
Yeah, I mean,
stop
it's just...
playing fucking what's his face and play Trubisky. Otherwise, you're wasting everyone's time.
I mean, it's just is like, and I've said it before that this like Mitch. I've liked Mitch since he came out. I liked him last year in college. I liked him. I liked what he's done so far in the pros, especially when they had the two running backs with Howard and Cohen.
Dude, yeah, and Cohen, dude, come on.
Like it was a very easy offense at that point because it was one of those things where two backs takes the pressure off of him completely and lets him just play some football. And then as soon as they give it to Howard,
14 tight ends there.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, when don't they have 14 tight ends? I mean, I still think they need to get rid of Nagy, in my opinion. But I mean, all right. So moving on now to the final of the 4 o'clock games, we have San Fran at Seattle. And I'm going to say that this past weekend was a fluke, and I'm going Seattle.
This is my game of the week, just so everyone knows. I think it's going to be a good game. Real good game, but I am actually going to go Seattle.
Ooh, I thought you were going to go...
I'll tell you why in a second.
I thought you were going to go Rob against me for the first time tonight.
The only reason... So Rob's going San Fran?
Yep, Rob's going San Fran.
The only reason I'm not going San Fran is because I don't know who's running the ball. I don't care about his pass. He's down to his fifth. I don't know. He's down to his.
Is it Hasty? Hasty looks kind of. Hasty didn't look bad when he was running a few nights ago.
But I mean, they're based off of running 2 or 3 backs out there. I honestly think Juice is going to get a lot more work. For whatever reason, they're not liking McKinnon right now, and it's killing me. But I mean, with Wilson going down, looked phenomenal, going down with a high ankle sprain. Tevin Coleman, I don't think is back this week, so they're without him again. And then obviously Rasheem's out.
I mean, I definitely feel like Juice. I mean, I feel like they could move Juice to back because, of course, he's the traditional half, H back. He knows, tailback, half, fullback, tight end. All those. Yep. I think the only issue with them doing that though would be it would limit their offense a little bit because once you see how much he's on the field and he's moving around and doing all the different stuff, you know what I mean? So that could limit it. But I mean, I just think that Seattle coming off of this past week is, it's a good team coming off of a, shit performance, and they're going to be looking to make a statement.
I agree. My only issue with Seattle, even though I am picking them, is the fact that Carlos Hyde is probably going to be a starting running back and potentially not even playing himself. With Chris Carson out, that is a big hit to them.
So if they don't have Hyde and they don't have Carson, then who's the back?
Then it's tough. It's DJ Dallas.
That's it. I was trying to figure out who the fuck that was at one point during the game. Yep,
DJ Dallas going all the way down to third string there. So that's tough.
Yeah.
So
you know what you do at that point.
That's my only issue.
You know what you do at that point.
Yep.
You put Wilson in shotgun and you just go 5 wide and you let Russ cook.
Dude, just freaking put DK back there. Dude, it's a truck.
Oh my god.
Let the boy rumble.
All right, Rob.
Rumble, yeah.
Why are you picking Niners?
Because I watched what they did last week and they looked like the Niners of last year.
Okay.
Run the dang football.
Rob's all about running the damn football. If you guys can't guess.
Well, we're getting to the cold part of the year, man. Teams that run the football and play defense are teams that win.
I want to throw a little shout out there. Everyone tune in Friday night and watch Rob run the damn football.
Yes, sir.
Watch it happen.
Damn straight.
With that powerhouse combination of Colson and Seymour.
And this week you'll also see Sibo.
Ooh.
He's the one for the kickoff returns.
Little news.
Let's go.
He's moving to running back as well.
I'm excited. That kick return that he had last week was fucking wild. Yes, for everyone out there that doesn't know, Rob's playoffs game is this Friday, right? I'm not wrong with that, right? It was Friday.
Yes, Friday.
Okay. Friday, 7, right here on the old Big Husky channel.
The Husky Nation Network.
Yeah, the Husky Sports Network, HSN.
Husky Sports Network. Sorry.
Yeah, HSN.
You do have two ways to stream it. You can either do the original, which is the Manchester broadcast television, or you can go with the one from last week, which is that Friday night.
Oh, I don't know.
New Hampshire.
I mean, let's see then. So either commentators that think they know what they're talking about, or commentators that have no idea what they're talking about.
Yes. One of them has a much better picture than the other.
Yep, well, that's the one that we were going with then. So there we go. Yeah, no, we'll be doing it here on the channel on Twitch. Stop by. It's going to be a good one as we root Rob on again his playoff win.
Now let's get to this Sunday night football game and Colin's lock of the week.
Yes, actually it is. It is my lock of the week, actually. I was about to say.
Goodness.
It is my lock of the week, and this is...
Philadelphia, of course. Wow.
Philadelphia.
I think we all talked about this until Dallas can figure it out. And Mike McCarthy might no longer be there. I don't think you picked Dallas.
It's hard to...
A, B, D. I know it's not the alphabet, guys, but A, B, D.
Anybody but Dallas? I love it.
They look horrible.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's like you know, it's wild. Ever since I saw that thing weeks ago where it said that their defense plays so selfish, ever since then, watching them play and how selfish they look, it's unreal.
Yeah, I mean, it's the whole team was, like you said. I mean, I didn't notice it until you said it, and then actually I have a couple Dallas friends that I talked to them about it. I mean, they're out there for themselves, dude. I mean, it's interesting. I mean, they just traded Everson. I mean, it's two trades we've seen where you go out and get your players, and then, you know,
yeah, now you're kind of, yeah.
What are you doing? But I don't know.
This is the fight for number 1 spot in the NFC East as well, everybody. Yeah, so I mean,
it's painful, is what it is. I think Philadelphia. I mean, Philadelphia should run away with this division. I mean, they're eventually going to get healthy. I mean, they found out what they got in Fulgham. Dallas Goedert's looking good. Deshaun Jackson, his first game back last week, he did end up getting injured. I don't know how serious that is. But eventually, if they don't trade him, Alshon should be back as well.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, it's we'll keep the line healthy. Carson just got to do what he's got to do, and if Miles Sanders can stay healthy, I mean. And they're not going to put up a fight in the NFC. NFC's tough, but they could win a home game. I mean, for all we know, there could be fans back in the stands come playoff time. So I mean, home games matter. Then you know what I mean. So let's get to this Monday nighter.
You want me to? I told you I will gladly submit my picks to you, but I will never pick another NFC East team.
Are you picking a tie?
No, he picked the Eagles.
No, I submitted my pick.
He picked his team, but what he's saying is he's going to pick a team every week for it, but he will not talk, if it's a NFC East rival, like game division, he will not talk about it.
So you're going with the Giants on Monday Night Football, is that what you're saying?
I will not waste my breath.
Next!
Monday night, we have Tampa Bay at New York. I don't even think I need to ask his Buccaneers.
Buccaneers. Anyone just come to the realization that Tampa Bay is the same initials as Tom Brady? How weird is that? Just throwing it out there. Blew my mind when I just looked at it. All right, that's all I gotta say. Buccaneers.
Wait.
You know? I just mean Tampa Bay, just Tampa Bay.
Oh, okay. The worst part is like you're saying Tampa Bay, and I'm looking at the Buccaneers because they're all Buccaneers. So I'm like TOMBR.
They actually just replaced that pirate ship with a picture of Tom Brady's face.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
The pirate is Tom Brady now.
Oh, okay.
He is the pirate.
Yeah, makes sense.
It is him. So
yeah, Tom Brady the pirate.
Yeah,
no, we don't need to talk about this.
Honestly, I mean, this is really looking in advance here. I don't think we have to talk much.
The only thing I will say is this. The only thing I will say is this: is that I think that the Giants have spurts of like we could like compete, but then it's immediately met with spurts of why did we wake up today?
Yeah,
well,
I
dude,
mean, it doesn't really matter.
In all seriousness, I'm sorry to interrupt you, Jeff. In all seriousness. Daniel Jones is going to be a good quarterback. Don't know if he'll be great, but he's a good quarterback. And if Saquon Barkley's healthy, they would probably be leading that division right now. But
oh yeah, I agree. I mean, if Saquon Barkley's there, I mean, their offense is so much better.
I still find
I'm
that
not saying they win this game.
I still don't find that statement true though.
You don't think they will have won 2 games?
Well, no. So my point is, my point goes back to what you said. Basically, week 1 against Pittsburgh when they played them, and Tomlin literally saying, "Oh, we just wanted to stop Saquon and make Daniel Jones throw."
Okay.
And then that's what happened the following week as well. And then he got injured.
That's Pittsburgh.
Yes, but then I said it happened the following week too. Like if it shows up and it's like, hey, this works, and then another team does it and it works again.
Oh no, come on! I'm not gonna lie to you.
Like
the fact that Saquon Barkley got hurt is the best thing that's ever happened to Daniel Jones.
Oh, 100%.
Daniel Jones have to become a good quarterback.
Could they have won a game? Could they have won a game or two? Like if he was still there, potentially yes. But I'm not gonna say that
it's not the best thing that they found out from Daniel Jones. It's the best thing for the Giants organization. You find out what you have in Daniel Jones.
Yes,
that's the big win here. You know, but bottom line is they win the Thursday night game against the Eagles. They win the game against Dallas, where they lost by 3. They win both those games with Saquon Barkley.
Yeah.
No doubt in my mind. Then you're completely different completely different team with those.
And now you're talking about the Giants going to the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, you got 3 wins right there. Not to mention, you knocked the Eagles down to 1 win and the Dallas down to 1 win. So you got 2-game lead in that division. Saquon Barkley's on that team right now. That's all I'm saying. I mean, it's not tough to win, but whatever. Tom Brady wins. But I just want to talk real quick here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still pretty excited to see what's going to happen with Antonio Brown. I just want to see it.
Ooh, true.
Especially, I mean, you got Godwin, who I feel like can't stay on the field to save his life. Just broke his finger again catching a touchdown pass. Personally, I didn't think Tom Brady had that much mustard on his balls. I mean, it's not. Seems weird for me, but whatever, Tom. But I want to see what Antonio Brown does in that offense.
Talking about dicks again, Colin.
Here we go. I love the fact that Gronk and Thomas are hooking back up again.
Yeah, the chemistry. Awesome. The fact that we're seeing that chemistry, it's one of those things. It's good to see simply because it's not in New England anymore. So now it's one of those things where it's like
it's not even that. I hate the game, but I love to see that chemistry. When you have 2 guys that are on the same page every single play.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, like I agree, and like I was just saying with the New England thing, just the fact that like it was in New England, they did it for that many years, and then the question was, can they do it? Can they do it in Tampa? And they're doing it in Tampa, and it's nice to see that because you see some teams where it's like, oh, they played together for this many years here, and then they go somewhere else, and then they suck there too. Like, you know.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah, no,
great.
I mean, it's yeah, I mean, there we go. I mean, I think that it's going to be interesting to see within the next week or two how some of these trades has worked out as well.
I was saying, next week or two, we're ending Tuesday here.
Mm-hmm.
Tuesday is the trade deadline, ladies and gentlemen. November 3rd. Get ready for it. Is there something else happening on the 3rd? Something else must escape me. No, I'm just kidding, guys. This is my my announcement. Everyone, get out there and vote.
There we go.
I plead the 5th.
Get out there and vote. I don't care who you vote for. Just go vote. You know, I don't care.
So here's my question to kind of end and wrap up last discussion, really quick. Rob kind of just answered it. Rob just kind of answered it. Who's the one player that you think gets traded before the trade deadline?
Gets traded. Ooh.
That's a surprise.
No, I mean, not even a surprise. Just who do you like putting on our we've been doing this for this long. Okay, so you got
Michael
2.
Thomas, Julio Jones.
Ooh.
One of those 2 get traded.
Okay. Rob?
I definitely agree with the Michael Thomas one, because one of the things that they've been talking about up here is a Stephon Gilmore for Michael Thomas trade.
Oh God!
That'd be
Could you
interesting.
fucking imagine that, Lattimore and fucking Gilmore.
If you remember, they've pretty much already done a trade like that with Brandon Cooks.
What did you just say, Colin?
Fucking Lattimore and Gilmore.
Oh, that's what I was gonna say. Okay, that's
Holy
what I was gonna say.
fuck!
That duo down there. Wow.
Didn't they just get another? Didn't they just draft a fucking corner? Wait, hold up. Wait a minute. I need to check that roster.
That's crazy.
That just fucking scared me.
I want to see. Personally, I don't think it's gonna happen. But with my boy Art talking about getting rid of Matty Ice, I want to see Matty Ice go to Dallas.
I got two.
You won't see a QB get traded though.
That's where mine are coming in. This is my thing. I think that you're either going to see
Ryan Fitzpatrick on the move.
I think you're either going to see. I don't think Fitzpatrick moved just because of the relationship with him and Tua. Because that's been talked about a little bit. I don't think that's going to happen because I think that Miami will want to keep him there to help the whole Tua thing. I think we're either going to see Haskins get traded or Darnold gets traded.
Matt Ryan retires mid-game. Why? Why not? I want to see Matt Ryan go down to Dallas. Dude, with Matt Ryan in that offense, they'd be fine. Shock of the year, dude. Shock of the year. Mike McCarthy trades for his old quarterback, Aaron Rodgers.
No fucking chance.
Every first round pick for the next 10 years.
Yeah, I was gonna say, bro, no fucking chance.
It's just Mike McCarthy saying, "Come on, bud, come over here."
Come on, bud, come over here.
And Aaron's like, "All right."
Yeah, no, I mean and I can't really think of any. I mean, like for me, those are the two QBs I like.
Oh, there could be. I mean, I say this every. Charles, I'm just messing, dude. But I just I always get worked up on this every year. And there's always going to be trades that they're talking about, but realistically, you're not really going to see a whole lot of people moving. You never do.
The teams you see it's one of those things because it's been. I found it interesting ever since Eric DeCosta took over for Ozzie Newsome in Baltimore, because Ozzie was the guy that kind of he wouldn't really trade for people. We would go through the draft, and we get backups in free agency. And DeCosta is the complete almost opposite. He's fine with building through the draft, but he's going to go get players that like he's wanted, and as an organization we have wanted, the teams no longer want anymore. We saw it last year with Marcus Peters. We just saw this year with Yannick. I like. For me, it's been kind of a wild experience of having an actual.
No, I agree. I mean, I think this year it's still crazy.
So I think
with the whole COVID thing.
I think that the COVID, but also I think that we can see a team that's either potentially pushing for playoffs or pushing to get the number one seed. I can see those teams making trades and being aggressive, or teams like the Jets that are just saying "fuck it," giving up. Bro, imagine if they
speaking of the Jets.
I hope that doesn't happen now that I just said that and I put it in my brain.
Speaking of which, I want to see it, and I think I've talked to you guys about this. I want Brandon Beane to pick up the phone and call over to Adam Gase himself and say, "Quinnen Williams, welcome to the squad. I want Quinnen Williams and Ed Oliver to be playing next to each other for the next 30 years. Let it happen."
Jeff?
What?
I'll give you.
See it.
Jeff, no. I'll give you 12 years.
30 years? Yeah, I already did. Yeah. I want to see it for the next 10 years.
That would
be a flat 10.
Yeah, no.
I want to see it, dude. I want to see it.
What's like when
I want to see it.
When Diggs was kind of, because you guys traded for Diggs, right? Yeah, when the whole thing about like Diggs is up for grabs, like that was all I was seeing from Baltimore, because of course he was a Maryland kid. So of course my thing was like, bring him back home. Just bring him back home. I mean, we did it with Yannick, now bring him back home. But all right, everybody, thank you for stopping by and hanging out. That's our trade picks that we're gonna have, and yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how we go. I mean, looking at the thing. The picks, surprisingly, we kind of all picked the same thing. Me and Jeff picked a lot of the same ones. Jeff and Rob didn't pick any that I didn't pick. So this will be interesting. Yeah. You guys got anything to say? Final words?
Let's the trades commence.
I do kind of want. I do kind of hope it just goes fucking wild.
Now.
Oh my god, bro! Could you imagine if just like it's like.
Where's your sound? Give me a sound. Come on, ding.
Or like a like imagine like. So, like Monday morning, we wake up and it's just phones are just fucking lit up, and it's just the Jets have traded, and that's all it says is the Jets have traded, the Jets have traded, the Jets have traded.
The Jets have traded Joe Flacco to the Dallas Cowboys.
Don't say it, bro. That's what I just had in my head. Why would you put it out there into the world?
Dude, that could happen.
Depending on where you are, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, stay out of trouble, stay safe, and we will talk to you all later. Don't you dare wish that upon him, Ricky Bobby. Bye.
Thank you.